Welcome back guys here at Trade Pro FX. So this one of you asked, how do you identify the support zones? So you find the most recent support zone like this one. You can see this is a support zone here, so I'll just draw it using a horizontal line. So how do you know that it's a support zone? You normally see that the market, whenever it touches that zone, it rejects it and maybe either changes the direction of that market. So looking at this, you can see these exactly there. You can see this is a support zone. So the first time the market touched here, it went down, then came back. As a trader, if you were trading, I'm using the line chart guys up there, so I'm not using the candlesticks, so I just want to illustrate very well how to identify this zone. So the moment the trader identified that now we are moving on an uptrend, he or she would have known that after this reaching this zone there will be some resistance. So this now becomes a resistance zone. It now changes as maybe moving on an uptrend, it changes and becomes a resistant zone. So a trader would have known whenever after moving the downside, after coming there, you have left that support zone. Then after moving there and then predict now we are moving up, you would have known now reaching at this zone, this becomes a resistant zone. So immediately the market would react to this point and maybe change the direction, and after reaching there you can see it changed the direction and then later went again up, came across the same resistant zone and broke it. It broke it for a few pips up and then returned back, crossed it, broke the resistance zone, which now turns to be the support. So it came back again, and then you can see the third time it touched there, it has resisted it, and now the market went down again. So we have come up, we have crossed, we have broken it, and you see the market has reached there. Now it's about now to come back. It's now on that zone again. It is on that zone. What do we expect? It either crosses slightly and then it is repeats the same sequence, comes back, reaches there, and then proceeds down. So that's our idea. So we expect that this market will either break this zone, then move downwards, then again you will wait maybe for the market to come back here, and then it might go down again. And now with that we can now see this is a, so let me first erase those so that I can show you something. Let me erase those. So what do you identify? What are you noting there? So apart from this, now this zone which has been bringing some distraction of in this market of volatility 25, what do you note? That at this point now becomes an area of concern. Now it becomes our support, and this one is our resistance, but while moving down, this is our support currently. So we expect this market to come back to these zones, this one. So most likely this market will break to the downwards and come back to this zone where it will get rejected. So whenever you will ever see this market here, just know it will get rejected. So that is using the 24-hour candlesticks. So we are at 24 hours candle. So I'll just maybe create a zone there and fill that zone Yes, well, just allow me to fill it with color red so that we can identify what exactly like that. So I filled that so that we can understand. So let's now go to the candlestick and see what is happening. So this is the current zone we are, and what are we observing? We are observing that we are slightly inside. There was a slight movement inside a fair value gap. So how do we know that this is a fair value gap or a valid fair value gap or not? So how do we know or identify fair value gaps? You check on like 3 consecutive colored candlesticks of the same color, like this: red, red, red. Then how do you identify a fair value gap? You identify the fair value gap by looking that the first candlestick does not close below the third candlestick here. So if at all this candlestick, this one, came and closed somewhere there, you see. So if this candlestick closed somewhere there, you can see, and this one opened just slightly above this one, you see that would not have created any fair value gap. But now looking at this first candlestick, the second one and the third one, you can see the tip of this candlestick here and the other tip of this candlestick here, which is the wicks. Those 2 wicks have created a space in between. So that is a fair value gap, and this might result to some reaction as the market proceeds either up or down. So let's check for another fair value gap. Looking at this green candlesticks, 1, 2, 3. So this is also another fair value gap which has been created here between the first and the third candlestick. That is another fair value gap, you can see there. Then looking for another fair value gap, all these candlesticks have moved correctly. So looking at this one, this is the first candlestick, the second candlestick. So there is no fair value gap there, because also if we can consider that this candlestick never closed here and they are not of the same color, you see the market came down and has filled that zone. Anyways, our focus is looking at these support and resistance levels. So currently now we are at a zone which is an area which is of area of interest, and we can see that now we either want to break down and move to this section. So what do? We will now move to the 4 hours and look what are we expecting. We expect for the movement to cross that zone, and we expect for either to buy or sell. So for now the trend is on a downtrend. You can see this is a downtrend. So the first 3 candlesticks shows that we have changed the direction. We are now moving to the downside. So we will move to the 4 hours to break down the analysis, and we also have identified there is this zone which might bring some resistance. Coming back to the 4 hours, you can see, what do you identify? You can see there have been a consolidation so much here in the 4 hour candlestick. So how do we know the trend? You can see the trend. I told you, whenever the trend forms higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, you see, I hope you can identify them. This is a higher low and this is a higher high. So whenever the market identifies these zones, so this is a higher low and this is a higher high. So this was an uptrend. This one, it was a continuous uptrend, this uptrend in the 4 hours. Then it has reached to this area And also let's proceed how it created. So we saw this is a higher low and this is a higher high. So this higher high and higher low, and you can see the market, this market we want to observe when it has crossed. You can see that was the higher low of that uptrend, and the market went up, came down, retraced, but never crossed this higher low. So it has moved up again, creating a higher high, creating another higher high, that one, and then it came down. You see, after creating that higher high, it came down, made some consolidation, and now have crossed that it has broken that structure of the uptrend, creating higher highs and higher lows. And then now, after creating that structure, what do we expect? It has broken that structure, and now this structure, we called it, I told you it's called the break of structure, change of character, sorry, change of character, or the CHO, that's how we call it. So let me put that, and you see, that's the change of character. And what were these higher highs and higher lows creating? Guys, I know you remember, we called them BOS, break of structure. That's what we called them. These crossing up and breaking up, it breaks up, creating break of structure. So that you understand, this is a BOS or BOS, which is represented by break of structure, and also this one is also a break of structure. BOS is also a break of structure. So I hope you understand what I'm talking about and how you know how the market is trending. BOS, that's a break of structure. So you see this BOS, break of structure, moving on the upside. You can see it has now created down a trend, which has led to a change of character. So what do we expect now? We expect a change of the direction of the market. So I will come down to the 1 hour and see how it's currently behaving, and you can see the candlestick of the 4 hours is a downtrend. So after identifying that, you will come and look at your market now at the 4 hours. What do you understand about the structure of the patterns that the market creates? Not necessary for now, since I also told you about how to identify the patterns of how the markets are being created. But for now, our main concern is identifying how do we enter these trades, assuming that I want to trade. We can see on the 1 hour, all those zones have crossed this zone, and now on this 1 hour, we can see, let's move just up a bit up. You can see the market was creating, the market was moving very well, creating higher highs. It was creating higher highs, it was creating higher high and then moving down, creating higher low. And you can see how were these higher lows being created by the market moving, creating a higher, a lower low, and then a higher low, a lower low, and then a higher low, and then a lower low. Guys, do you remember when I talked about a pullback? This now is the pullback of the market, creating higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low. That's how the market moves, creating as it moves, making a pullback. So after it made that pullback, it then proceeded to move up, creating a higher high, which we saw on the 4-hour candlestick. So you can see again it creates a lower low, a higher low. It then moves. Let me show you, illustrate everything. I told you the market behaves and normally respects that. So as it was moving on the downside, it was creating a lower low, then a higher low, a lower low, a higher low, a lower low, a higher low. So you see, with that knowledge, you will now understand how the market moves. And I told you this is called a pullback. And what is the name of this? This is an impulsive movement. So I hope you have understood. This is an impulsive movement. Well, about this a pullback, or let me just write it here for those people who want to understand more. That's a pullback. That's how the market moves. It creates a massive impulsive movement on the upside or upwards. Let me name it there. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain, how the market moves. You can see it video based those how the structure of the market or how it normally moves. Then came up again, created that higher high, and then for the higher low it was creating higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, then went up. Now we come to the where it came to break the structure. So we can identify that on this 1 hour, we can see it went for a higher high, and then massively started now creating a higher lower low, higher low, lower low. So we can see the market is creating a high, lower low, higher low. Can see lower low, higher low. Can see lower low. You can see that's how the market is behaving currently. And on this 1 hour, we can note that the market tried to move in this direction. You can see it for this. There's something I've noted here. I want to see whether it was a valid lower low. I told you to identify a valid lower low. Let me zoom out. You have to understand that you have to have like more than 3 candlesticks of the same color, and then it can be considered a lower low. So I had put my lower low here and I had not looked that these were 2 candlesticks of the same color, not 3. So with that, let's again draw that structure and of the lower low and higher low. So the market, how is it moving on this 1 hour? It's moving, creating the lower low and then the higher low. You can see that, so we can consider that as a higher low, a higher low, because it has 3 green candlesticks, and at the center you can see that's a green candlestick. Despite it is not a momentum candlestick. So you see, then we come back, this one does not qualify to be a lower low, so we will come to there. Then that's what creates a higher low. And then does this qualify? Yes, it does. So and then we go up, and then now we are here. So let's now check about this one. So it has moved, creating a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and then lower low. These we are creating higher highs, lower low, higher highs, higher low, higher low, lower low. So I told you, for you to know the trend of that market, despite that it has not, in case the market came and broke that zone there above this zone, we will now know that the market has changed its direction. But now look, it has not closed above any row. You can see that's the top of that market, so it was creating higher high, lower low. It has not closed the higher low here. So when the market went down again, it never closed again above the higher low, so it is still on a downtrend. You can see again, putting that there, you can see the market went down, qualified to make a higher low, then went up but did not close that higher low, so it qualifies that the market is still on a downtrend. So here we can see we have created a valid higher, not a valid higher low, because we don't have 3 consecutive candlesticks. So you see, this cannot be a higher low until proven, so we'll just wait. And you can see the market has remained 43.28. so what do we expect? We expect that this market will still come down and cross this, since it has already broken the structure of this market currently. You can see here on our 1 hour candlestick, it has broken the structure by moving on the down side. So as a scalper, how do you enter this trade? You have noted now the direction we are considering. We are moving now on the downside. So how do I want to enter this trade? I want to enter this trade whenever I see the market create. So you see, because I know the market moves in this direction, so I know the market moves in this direction, creating higher lower lows and higher low, lower lows and again higher low, so lower lows and creating higher low. So this is the trend of now this market. So what will be how will I be executing trades? I'll be looking for opportunities to take a sell. And how will I be checking those opportunities to take a sell? I'll be waiting for the market to come back to come back to these areas of higher low, and I can consider taking a trade. So I'll be aiming to see such a movement. So I'll come back down now to 15 minutes to check whether I can see any entry by now. So on the 15 minutes, what do we identify? We can see the market has also broken this zone very well on the 15 minutes. And how is the movement of the 15 minutes? It's creating higher low, lower low, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, but currently on a downtrend. So if this is so, you can see the zone it is here, and this might be a pullback before it moves down again. So what do I expect? I expect this market to close this zone, this one, or move on the up direction. So after there, I'll know where to move, since now this is a resistance. It acts as a resistance zone and a support zone, starting from the higher time frames. And on the 15 minutes, you can see it's creating higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we can see this, it has finally created a higher high. So I want to just show you something. It has created a higher high and a higher low. You can see this is a higher low and this is a higher low, and this is a higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and this also has qualified to become a higher high. And so I'm waiting for this market maybe to make another reverse to the upside, so that we can see now it qualifies to be a higher low, which can take place. Why? This is might be acting as a support zone. So looking at these candlesticks, just looking at them, is there anywhere with a fair value gap? They have all been filled like this. You see, between this candlestick and this one, there was a small fair value gap which this zone has filled. And now looking at this candlestick, acts like a order block, an order block. This one, do you understand? This one, sorry, yes, that one, it acts like an order block at the 15 minutes. So I'll just pull that and press color and the opacity, let me just reduce it. You can see this one acts as an order block, meaning this market might not extend on the up direction, so it might just reach there and then return back. Now this is what we call price action. So according to me, this market might reach here and then move downwards. Now it changes its it creates something called change of character, because this acts like an order block. So let's move to the 5 minutes and see. So if I was to trade now, I would just take a sell position. So let me first confirm with the 5 minutes. So the 5 minutes, it was also creating the same. Let's just and see, it was creating lower lows, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low. Understood? So and here we have seen it here is like acting like an order block. And how do are we being helped by to consider this is an order block? You can see number 1, 2, 3, those candlesticks look like the same, they are red in color. Understood? And this candlestick did not close below, at least here, to fill that gap, and it has created a fair value gap. So let me first remove this one. You can see here is the wick of that candlestick and here is the wick of that candlestick. So at that point there, that acts as a fair value gap. Understood? Now with that, do you see something? Do you note something? Yes, that one acts as a fair value gap, and this one acts as an order block. So as a good trader, where do you think the market will go? And after seeing this, the market now will move to the down direction. So if you are a good trader, where do you target? The first zone is this one that I should target. The first zone that I should target is that one. So let me align. So with that, let me just use the horizontal line to make sure that I'm on the right track. So there, seeing that, I'll take a short position and my take profit from there will be this position, that one. And you remember guys, this is live, so I'll be just be showing you with so guys, I'm back again. My recording had just stopped. So what I was talking about, I will take an entry point to this place, and if the market reaches to my take profit here, and then if it reaches to this take profit here, I'll now take my start profit, my wherever the profit will have reached. I'll now proceed to move here to the break even. But for now, let's first get into the trade immediately. So that is volatility 25. This is volatility 25, and I want to enter that trade to show you live how we trade. So yes, so I'll just enter that trade, and yes, let me create a new order and take profit not necessary. We will just execute that using so that's where you come in place. So I can just use a good amount like all, but do not do this. We will come and do this later, where what to consider using while taking trades. You can see I've entered that, so we will wait until that market reaches to our zone of interest, then we will get out. So my stop loss will be at this point, at that point. So where it might be my stop loss, I'll press my stop loss just at the middle of that fair value gap. Understood? And then my take profit, next take profit will be here. So let me add another shot to show you how to enter. So there, I'll enter that shot again if the trade moves well, and where will I reach to that zone. So that will be the next stop of that trade. So with that, let's wait how it behaves here. Just arrive with you guys and see how those zones are respected. So let me just label these things. This is a fair value gap, fair value gap, that's it, that's a fair value gap. And this one is acting like an order block. This one is acting like an order block, an order block. So for well trained traders, if you are the one, maybe you will note this candlestick moving up and you will be going to close your trade very fast. Yes, I know some of you will have gone now to close their candlestick because they are trade, because you can see the candlestick now it's on a bullish trend. But for someone who has analyzed and has known how to deal with this analysis, you will wait for that market until it respects and moves to your direction. So I'm here with you guys to see whether after analyzing, do the markets obey or do they do not obey. So we can see there is a fair value gap. We have seen it there, another block. So it will make. So let me put my take profit. We see whether my stop loss and my take profit, which one will be hit. So I'll just come there, tap that thing, and go to the setting. You see, you just tap the short and then the short entry, and then go to the inputs, and you can see it will just automatically show you the stop loss. So my entry is at 23. So what is my stop level? It is at 22.31.13, 22.31. So you can come and modify these see, you can come and modify this. So stop loss, let me modify this. Modify position. So what is my stop loss? 21, 31, 20. What did we see? We saw it's at 22.31, 22.31, and the other one is 22.31, 13.77, 13.77. So, and then what's the take profit of the first one? Our profit number one is at 22.15, 22.15. So at 22.15 22.15.37, 377, 22.15, 377. So I guess it's good at that price, so I'll just come and say done. So you can see we are still moving, we are at 14 USD. So I'll just wait for that trade to move to my direction as I want and see whether it will respect, guys. So stay with me here and we make and see how this trade moves. But when I reach my take profit here, I'll just exit that trade immediately, or you can just push to the break even and continue taking those profits. With those remarks, guys, stay tuned. Let's wait for the trade, because you remember this is 5 minutes candlestick. I don't know whether to cross this trade, and maybe we can back and see how it behaved, because it will take some minutes, because you can see this is, let's calculate, this is 5 minutes, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, almost 45 minutes. Wrong video, so I don't think it is that worth it for us to wait. But you can see it has already respected. We are at 36.60 USD profit 30. You can see it's moving very well. So with those few remarks, we will come back and see how it behaved, and with that's how you analyze or make your trades analysis using this MT5. And if you have not understood, we will still look at this as time goes by. That with those few remarks, bye bye. At 37.40 USD, we are done for today. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. I've shown you how to take trades and how to analyze, very simple, just step by step, looking at those major things. And immediately, guys, this trade will cross this zone. This, you see, this will be the best zone to enter whenever you see a confirmation. But I was just trying to show you how it moves, but it's because I just saw that that order broken fair value gap. That's why I've entered that trade. But if it breaks on this direction, kindly know we will proceed to the down direction. Guys, welcome back again. You can see this is the continuation of the trade that we took from 20. We took this trade from here. If you remember, I never posted this video, but I'll come and post. So we took the trade from this zone, and our first take profit was this one under the 5 minutes. That was for scalpers, and I said whenever it breaks that zone, this zone now 22.15, the market was to continue going down, and that has done so. You can see from there Now it has started forming what we call the higher highs, the higher low, and then the lower low, the higher low, the lower low, and the higher low, proceeding like that to the down direction. And currently we are 21.87. With those few remarks, the video, if you have not watched most of the videos, I will also put for a forex training, how you take trades, or how I've been taking trades, so that you can understand how this game or this forex trading, derivative trading works, and just following all the things we have always talked about, knowing the demand zone, price action, the supply zone, how the trend moves, the trend lines. It will help you maneuver at this platform of trading. So with those few remarks, have a blessed day, and we will proceed. If you have not subscribed, kindly do so. So this was a 5-minute scalping, and we got that. And I said, for the people who normally do swing trading, always do it using the higher time frames, like 1 hour, and you will get to understand something. And you see it break that zone. Now we are continuing to the downside, and probably the market will reach to this point. It will come and scoop that point. Then now from the, if it breaks or moves up, we will know whether the direction of that market. Those few remarks, have a nice day, and kindly subscribe, share this channel. Bye bye.